We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is Boyle's Irish Scream hot sauce. There we have a leprechaun for the clover. Looks like a bottle of Triple X. I'm sure that's probably meant to be Irish whiskey. We've got a pot of gold where they use gold foil. That's kind of nice. All right. Okay, celebration of belly cheer. So they are saying meats, sandwiches, pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, spaghetti. Tacos, chili, soup, or omelets. Now, of those, I will say that the pizza is probably, if you're using it sparingly, probably okay. Hamburgers, probably fine. Hot dogs, I personally wouldn't do that, but I suppose you could. Spaghetti, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. I have tried it on tacos, and I did not like it. And of course, the last thing here, omelets. That is, I guess, maybe one of the better applications for this with eggs. So we have jalapeno, habanero, and cayenne peppers, vinegar, salt, spices, yellow 5, blue 4, and a wee bit of Irish whiskey, which we don't know. I don't know what that actually means. This is from Tennessee, not obviously Ireland. So I'm not sure what a wee bit of Irish whiskey means. It's, there's no, it's the last thing here, but there's no real ingredients. What is interesting to me is the yellow 5 and blue 4, which are food dyes, and I don't understand what they're meant to do here. Like, I'm really baffled at this. You can see this looks like a regular habanero sauce. Nice red, little flecks of peppers and seeds and whatnot in there. That part, I don't know why you would put a food dye in this. I'm so confused by that idea. It doesn't really name what the spices are either, and I'm not honestly sure it matters a whole bunch, but okay, so we don't have a restrictor cap or anything like that. Just shake this a little bit. See, this is one of the issues I have with this is it pours really oddly. You can see you have these chunks that sort of fall. It's not what I would say is a super smooth sauce. Very, very thick, very chunky. And you can see it flows like molasses slow. But you can see it does also stick pretty well. So we've got a lot of bits and pieces of peppers in there. It's not a super smooth sauce by any means. And you can see you get a good look there at the nice. It's sort of a red-orange color, I would say, and you can see there's just little particulates of other stuff in there as well. So, alrighty. Very gritty, very greeny. A pronounced bitterness to this, which I don't know that the Irish whiskey is going to help a lot with. Ay. This is not. So this is a sauce you want to use with other things that are really strong enough to kind of push that to the side. The grittiness I don't actually like in this. I wish this was more refined than it actually is. But I mean, there's a slight little back current there of habanero heat. Definitely, the flavor is predominantly habanero, but there is so much bitterness there. It is you have to be very careful with this sauce. So where I found I like it best is when I can mask it a little bit. So we have this, which is an El Monterey bacon cheese. I guess it's so egg, apple with smoked bacon and cheese. And normally I just make egg burritos. Usually I'll put different meats in them, and this is kind of where stuff like this can really help out. So, but the one thing I've noticed is that eggs are a fairly bland flavor. If you're not judicious with this sauce, it will overpower things and make things unpleasantly bitter. So, a baseline here. I don't normally eat these, so. The stupid thing, it's 300 calories. Almost all of it is from this tortilla wrap. Shouldn't say almost all of it, probably half of it. I don't use wraps like this when I do burritos. I use usually a like a high fiber wrap. But I didn't feel like making one today, so we're just gonna ride with this. You saw a little bit I used there. Way too much. Just bitters out. Let's do this. This has promise. But the Irish whiskey, I think, is just so they could have fancy graphics and stuff. I don't find that it's adding a lot to this. There is an undercurrent of it. Ugh. This is why we use hot sauce sometimes, right? To make a garbage food better. But if you don't have a solid sauce, you have what we have here, which is a struggle. I mean, I wouldn't say it made it worse, but the help it provides is somewhat minimal. Definitely getting a bunch of salt there too. And that's where it's hard for me to see this as anything other than a novelty gimmicky sauce. I mean, you can see I whipped through about half the bottle here, playing around with it, and I can't say for sure that I'll finish this. It's better in my burritos. That was vile. Definitely the El Monterey burritos are, but even with my delicious burritos, there's so many, and that's what I keep coming back to. life is too short for bad sauces, and there's so many sauces that are so wonderful and so awesome out there that trying to fight through a mediocre or subpar sauce. This one is, it's right on the verge of me calling quits, right? Saying me no, that I'm not going to try to go through the rest of this. I'll probably use it one or two more times, but just, it's just, sauce is where if you over sauce something, I don't mind getting blasted by heat. What I do mind is getting blasted by a sort of a noxious flavor. And this one, you just have to be so judicious with this. You have to be so careful with this. Because if you get, like I said, a punch of this stuff, it is not pleasant. It's a very unpleasant taste. Heat-wise, it's minimal. There's not a lot of heat to this. But just that bitter part of it, I'm guessing they've used some, it looks like there's granulated something in this. So I'm guessing that they use some sort of, in the spices, I'm sure some granulated onion or garlic or something. But possibly both. But part of my dilemma is say, okay, do I rate this based on it being a novelty sauce, or do I rate it as a hot sauce? And I don't skew towards, when celebrities do vanity sauces, I don't skew towards, well, it's good for a celebrity sauce, or it's good for a vanity sauce. So too with novelty sauce. I don't go, oh, well, yeah, it's good for a novelty sauce, because expectations are non-existent for the most part. I try to do everything as if it's trying to be a hot sauce like any other hot sauce. And in that regard, this one is, it just isn't that good. I don't know quite who this would appeal to, other than somebody that really gets a kick out of, kind of cheekily named hot sauces. Oh, Irish Scream, which is obviously an Irish cream. Outside of somebody that's interested in things like that, I don't know where this is going. So, for me, this is a definite miss. I don't find this super enjoyable. Like I said, I may or may not finish this bottle out even. So, but it's always worth taking a look, because you gotta keep an open mind, right? You never know, and that's what being a food explorer is all about. So, but anyway, there it is. Boyle's Irish Scream Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.